This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, a bomb threat directed at lawmakers forced the full evacuation of the State House this morning.
Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard spoke with the chief of Capitol Police to learn more.
Unfortunately, it's becoming far too regular an event.
For the second time in 2 months, the State House was evacuated due to a bomb threat. What we know so far is that around 7:15 a.m., a lawmaker discovered an email containing a direct threat to themselves, another lawmaker, the Maine Democratic Party headquarters, and the Maine State House with a bomb.
It was early, so we were able to get the State House buttoned down pretty quickly. And the K-9 units then went and did the same at the Democratic offices right down the street on behalf of the Augusta Police Department. Local police in the two other communities did sweeps at those residences, and nothing was found at any of the locations. So obviously we determined we had a hoax, and we were back to business here at the State House.
Chief Clancy says this threat was more targeted than the last threat in January, which was vague and sent to multiple state houses throughout the country.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that it's political in nature, and I think what we're seeing both just here in Maine and really across the country is that that we're seeing this more and more often, that folks are acting out and hoaxing or with some type of political nexus.
Lawmakers say they're getting pretty tired of these types of hoaxes.
Yeah, these hoax bomb threats are getting kind of old around here. I wish we'd just get to investigating who is doing these things and arrest them and prosecute them.
Senate President Troy Jackson's office issued the following statement, quote, "This recent development in our politics is deeply unsettling. It seems to be part of an unacceptable and alarming trend. President Jackson is just grateful for the Capitol Police's swift and decisive action." Chief Clancy says they're still in the early stages of the investigation, but adds they're working with local, state, and federal partners to get to the bottom of this bomb threat. At the State House, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The man who would later become the Lewiston mass shooting gunman suffered dramatic brain injuries from his years of experience conducting grenade training drills, and that could lead to changes in training protocols. Robert Card, an Army reservist, was exposed to thousands of low-level blasts during the years he helped train West Point cadets in firearms and grenade experience, according to a forensic analysis of Card's brain tissue conducted by Boston University. In a statement, the Army's Office of the Chief Public Affairs says, quote, "The lab findings included in Card's autopsy report indicating brain injury are concerning and underscore the Army's need to do all it can to protect soldiers against blast-induced injury. In the near future, the Army will begin an Army-wide blast overpressure safety campaign to increase understanding of potential risks, direct risk mitigation actions, require documentation of training environments that exceed 4 psi, and require tracking of exposed personnel," unquote. It's not known if or how Card's brain injury factored into the October 25th mass shooting.
An unnamed Bangor School Department employee has been placed on leave pending a personnel investigation. Director of Community Outreach and Safety for Bangor Schools, Ray Finney, says the department was recently made aware of a situation involving a staff member. He says they are conducting a thorough review and will take whatever steps are warranted by whatever is discovered.
A Waterville soup kitchen is in need of more funding to meet rising demands, not only for the food they serve, but also the resources they provide. Our David Ledford stopped by to learn more.
The Waterville Area Soup Kitchen has been serving the city for over 2 years. And in that time, more and more people have come through its doors for a warm meal and a sense of community.
Thank you.
But President Carla Caron says inflated prices and a surge in demand have made it more difficult to help everyone who stops by.
The first day that we were here, we served 50 meals. As of last week, we've served over 80,000 meals since we've been in this space. And the cost of keeping the lights on, they doubled. The costs of food doubled and tripled in some cases.
Karen says the kitchen is raising funds through community efforts, and the city recently voted to provide them with $50,000 in ARPA funding. But the council has to vote on the request again before a decision is officially made.
Anytime appropriation of money is in order and it requires 2 votes, and they could choose to not approve it. I mean, anything could happen over the next 2 weeks.
Staff say the organization is much more than a soup kitchen. They also help to address a number of other community needs, and they say the demand for that kind of help is only going up.
Maine Family Planning has procured a mobile health unit. We have also a paramedicine unit through Waterville Fire Department. Our answer to the unhoused population is to equip them through the resources that are coming here to meet them where they're at, where they're comfortable.
View this story on our website to learn how you can help. In Waterville, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, since 1990, the Maine Women's Hall of Fame has recognized trailblazers across a variety of fields, but there will be another prestigious award included in tonight's ceremony.
Our Doug Banks joins us now live outside of UMaine's Buchanan Alumni House. Doug?
Thank you, Peter. Outside the Buchanan Alumni House right now in the University of Maine, where the ceremony is being held, it's only right that it's International Women's Day, and the University of Maine and the state of Maine is recognizing the women who have moved Maine forward into a better place. The Hall of Fame ceremonies tonight, the Hall of Fame inductees are Nancy Fritz and Julia McDonald. Fritz was the director of the Homeless Initiative under Governor Baldacci, and McDonald is an abortion rights activist and was part of the Peace Corps. Now, the new award being held tonight is the Mary Ann Hartman Award, which recognizes women who were in arts and politics and community service. The first woman being inducted tonight is Marwa Hansanya and also Kara Hay. Hansanya is the Associate Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Northern Light Health, and Kay is CEO and President of Penquist. The UMaine president, who I spoke to earlier today, says this award is important for remembering the people who were inducted before and recognize people inducted now, but also the generation coming up after them that is also in the room to see a good example. We'll have more of their stories later tonight on our website, foxbangor.com. Back to you guys in the studio.
Alrighty, Doug, thank you. And it's wonderful to hear about the trailblazers who really are making Maine a better place to live.
Yeah, I mean, the women of days past and the women today who are continuing to blaze those trails ahead, and like Doug said, only fitting that they hold that ceremony today.
Yeah, forging a better future for all of us.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and get a first check of our forecast and see what's coming our way weather-wise.
All right, thank you very much. Happy Friday. A wet weekend is on the way. Not so much for tomorrow, but more so for late tomorrow night and throughout the day on Sunday into Monday. Lows this morning, 28 here in Bangor, 26 Millinocket. We'll take it. And there was some recovery back up in the low to mid 40s across the area today. About the same tomorrow, followed by a big change getting in here, most likely on Sunday. All right, lots of clear skies out there now, but there is something to the west of us, a pretty big something. There's lots of energy, lots of moisture. That will combine with this, and it's a very slow moving system. So once the rain and snow starts late tomorrow night, like after midnight, likely rain and snow in the forecast for us through Sunday into Monday afternoon. For tonight, looking at mostly clear skies, low temperatures in the 20s. Your full forecast is coming up.
All righty, Jeff, thank you.
And we'll be right back after the break. Stay with us.
The best value for your money is always at the Furniture Gallery. Strike gold on value and comfort with recliners starting at $298 and power recliners starting at $398. Feel like a lucky charm with deals on this reclining sofa for $598 or on this sofa chaise, also $598. Find unbeatable savings at the Furniture Gallery on top brands like Serta, Restonic, Parker House, Ashley, Flexsteel, and more. Markdown madness is happening now, so hurry in and save big. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Newport, and North Windham.
CEM DP Porter Contractors have been in business for more than 40 years. We have recently added an electrical division to further be of service to our loyal customers. CEM specializes in design build for commercial and residential projects. Whether you need help with older construction, new build-outs, or electrical services, CEM has you covered. CEM is currently hiring for all positions. We offer competitive pay as well as great benefits. To inquire about employment or construction, please reach out to 848-7486 or visit CEMMaine.com.
The hit men of country. A supergroup of 5 fantastic Nashville musicians who've toured or recorded with the royalty of country music, including Garth Brooks, Keith Urban, Trace Adkins, Jason Aldean, Travis Tritt, Winona, Lee Greenwood, and many more. Their multimedia stage show features video projection, behind-the-scenes stories, the Hitmen of Country. It's the ultimate country concert.
Spring is the season of rejuvenation and the perfect time to revitalize your home with Renewal by Andersen. Our spring savings event is only once a year. Call Renewal by Andersen to schedule your free window diagnosis and take advantage of this incredible limited time offer. We've installed over 4 million windows, earning us 4.7 stars in customer satisfaction. Call the number below or visit us online today. And remember, call now because these great savings end soon.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. This weekend, we spring forward, as they say, setting our clocks an hour ahead as we start to observe daylight savings time. But what does that really mean for all of us? Well, for some, it means much more than just changing the clock. A doctor we spoke to earlier today from Northern Light Family Medicine has some ideas.
The data just does not bear out that it has benefits in terms of health, in terms of how this was created. It wasn't really a health concept.
Campbell is referring to back in the 1700s when Benjamin Franklin created daylight savings in order to save electricity. He goes on to say that although there may be some benefit to people who struggle with things like seasonal affective disorder, there can also be adverse effects in terms of anxiety, depression, or some other mood disorders. Daylight savings goes into effect at 2 a.m. Sunday morning, and I'll state the obvious, it also just means you lose an hour of sleep, and really, who needs that?
Yeah. All I have to say is, darn you, Benjamin Franklin.
Okay.
Because
he came through in many ways.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Right.
He did kind of invent the electricity, or no, wait, that was.
He invented it and then wanted to save it.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much, and he did. Yeah, the key, kite string.
Right.
Yeah, that was it. All right. We'll be right back.
Yeah, thanks.
Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get in and get away now before these deals are gone. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get in and get away now before these deals are gone. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
Sign up for You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Pick who you think is going to win and compete against other fans for prizes.
today, President Biden taking his State of the Union speech on the road to the Philadelphia suburbs, a busy week ahead as we turn towards the general election now. Last night, the president setting his plan for the future of the country. Democrats and Republicans in Congress have split reactions to that speech. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington.
Today, Democratic congressional leaders on a victory lap after President Biden's State of the Union.
Joe Biden delivered an incredible speech.
America is strong and Biden is strong.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson with his take across the aisle.
It was difficult to sit through. It was a hyper-partisan speech that was just full of information that everyone in the room knew that was not true.
Biden getting attention today for a hot mic moment after his speech about Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his war against Hamas.
I told him, baby, show me pieces. I said, baby, you know I can't come to Jesus.
Netanyahu is Jewish.
You guys eavesdropping on things.
Vice President Kamala Harris with ABC's Mary Bruce today.
He meant what he said. Some of us grew up in communities where when a come to Jesus talk is about having a serious talk.
The president is in campaign mode, heading to swing states in the next week, Pennsylvania today. Both Biden and former President Trump are set to campaign in Georgia this week, and a state Biden won in 2020 by a little less than 12,000 votes. Trump today taking control of the Republican National Committee.
I stepped down as chair after 7 years.
His hand-picked party leaders include his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, as co-chair.
Let's put Donald J. Trump back in that White House.
With the RNC under new leadership, some critics are questioning whether the party will pay Trump's legal bills. Today, Trump posted a $92 million bond in the E. Jean Carroll defamation case. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Now to the Israel-Hamas war. President Biden announcing an emergency mission to build a pier off the Gaza coast to deliver dire aid. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
In America's latest effort to deliver humanitarian aid to Gaza, hundreds of U.S. troops will lead a new emergency military mission to build a temporary shipping port off Gaza's coast. President Biden making the announcement during his State of the Union address.
I'm directing the U.S. military to lead an emergency mission to establish a temporary pier in the Mediterranean on the coast of Gaza that can receive large shipments carrying food, water, medicine, and temporary shelters.
The so-called Trident Pier, which will be similar to the one seen here, will serve as a temporary port to help UN workers deliver desperately needed aid to Palestinians trapped in the war-torn territory. It could take 45 to 60 days to complete. The U.S. and its allies says senior officials will meet in Cyprus to discuss the plans. Biden's announcement comes as more aid was dropped into Gaza today. Attempts to deliver aid have been hampered by road closures and fighting. But with Gaza on the edge of famine, according to the UN, airdrops won't be enough to stop widespread starvation.
Israel must do its part. Israel must allow more aid into Gaza to ensure humanitarian workers aren't caught in the crossfire. Humanitarian assistance cannot be a secondary consideration or a bargaining chip. Protecting and saving innocent lives has to be a priority.
Meanwhile, protesters in Washington attempting to block Biden's motorcade ahead of his address, renewing calls for his administration to stop military funding in Israel. It comes as U.S. hopes fade for a ceasefire during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. It's starting in just 2 days, and negotiations once again have stalled.
And as for that emergency mission, President Biden making it clear there will be no boots on the ground. So far, no comment from either the Israeli Prime Minister's office or Hamas. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
All right, well, if you're wondering what's coming weather-wise.
Well, here you are with Jeff Weller and your full 5-day forecast.
All right, thank you very much. Your full weather is brought to you by Varney Ford, the nice car and truck people. Let's talk about the weather. Here are the high temperatures from today, pretty much uniformly in the low to mid 40s across the region, a couple upper 40s in there as well. Overall, same story for tomorrow, followed by some changes getting in here Sunday into Monday. Okay, so the really cold stuff is now retreated well to our north, like north of Hudson Bay. There it is way up here. That's going to stay there for now because the jet stream has shifted as well. Southern branch here, and basically a non-existent northern branch that allows that cold temperatures to kind of retreat well into Canada. But this southern branch here is very active. When you get this, you typically get a system out there, and that's moving in our direction for late tomorrow night throughout the day, Sunday to Monday. So quiet tonight. A slow-moving system gets in here most likely late tomorrow night, more so though for Sunday into Monday, and then rain and some snow is back in the forecast for us. All right, the wind today, not a factor early out of the north around 10 miles per hour. We'll keep this going tonight and throughout the day tomorrow, and thus our favorite is a small craft advisory. Wave heights out here approaching 8 feet into the bays through about midday tomorrow. All right, lots of clear skies out there for right now, but this is temporary as our next system is not so far away. In fact, here it is just to the west of us. This moisture, this energy, and there's a lot of it, that's moving in our direction, and it's going to be cut off from a steering current, so that means it's going to be a meanderer. It's going to be slow moving when it gets here and likely bring us a long duration rain snow event starting late tomorrow night and lingering into Monday. Let's walk you through it. So tonight, no issues at all. Here's tomorrow morning about 5 o'clock or so. We're looking at increasing clouds then. Again, we stay dry through most of tomorrow. Here's 5 o'clock tomorrow evening, cloudy but dry across our area. But by midnight or so, here's 3 a.m. Here's the rain snow line right across our region. Snow northwest of Bangor, wintry mix kind of right across the Bangor area with that ice in there as well. And then rain down east and coastal areas. And that expands across the entire region tomorrow evening and then really throughout the day on Sunday. On the back side of it, though, a cold front's going to come through and change the rain back over to some snow, and that could get messy into Monday morning. Okay, so if it stays all rain, it looks something like this. So a widespread kind of soaking rainfall of close to an inch of rain is on the way, beginning late tomorrow night into Monday morning. It's not going to stay all rain, though. There's going to be probably some snow in there north and west of Bangor, probably more north and west of Millinocket, and where that stays all snow, it could be some locally heavy snow. So our forecast then tonight, though, we're talking about mostly clear skies and low temperatures in the 20s. But moving forward, though, going forward, 42 for a high temperature tomorrow, increasing clouds. Don't forget the time change tomorrow evening. There's Sunday, rain, snow mix across the area. The rain could be locally heavy with a high temperature of 43. There's Monday, rain showers early, mixing with some snow early before we finally dry out Tuesday and Wednesday with high temperatures Wednesday back up near 50.
All right.
Yep, so we'll be prepared for the rain and have our rain jackets ready.
As always.
Yep.
All right. Well, there is still more to come. Stay with us.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Wow. Nice.
Thanks, bud.
You could get the lowest ever 1.99% financing on most Tundra hybrid and gas models. Toyota, let's go places.
Transform your surroundings with Paramount Paving, located in Bangor. They are your paving and seal coating experts. Whether it's residential maintenance to full commercial projects, Paramount Paving delivers quality that lasts. Book before June 1st and enjoy a $250 Visa gift card upon completion of your next paving project. Call us today at 602-8931 or visit us at ParamountPavingLLC.com. Paramount Paving, setting the standard for excellence. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
If you're injured in an auto accident, there is a local law firm that gets big results.
Joe Bornstein.
They got me a lot of money. Way more than I was told I'd get.
Tell the insurance company you mean business. Call the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Dear Savvy Traveler, airline food isn't what it used to be. I need to fuel up before I fly.
Dear Hangry, you can fill up before takeoff at Bangor International Airport. The Highlands Cafe has quick and casual. The Refueler Pub and Grill has heartier fare. And the Post Security Cafe, other side of TSA, offers a pick-me-up before wheels up. Bon appetit and bon voyage, Hangry. And remember, the savvy travel through Bangor International Airport. Flybangor.com.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole. With boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Over in Waterville, there's a footbridge that's been bringing people together for over a century. We'll tell you just how it's doing so in this week's Destination Devon.
For better or for worse, the 2-cent bridge has connected the city of Waterville to the town of Winslow for over 100 years.
It's such an iconic piece of history.
That's Jessica Coutier. She's the media outreach correspondent for the Waterville Historical Society and a 2-cent bridge fanatic. She says the bridge's official name is the Taconic Footbridge, named after the nearby falls, and was originally built in 1901. Back then, in order to cross, you were told a whopping 1 cent. Unfortunately, after only 8 months of business, the Kennebec River washed the bridge away.
In 1903, it was rebuilt, and it was 2 cents.
Out of a need to cover costs, the iconic nickname for the 2-cent bridge was born and has stood the test of time. As the years went on, the bridge saw less and less traffic, making it difficult for it to stay open.
Transportation changed, housing changed, urban renewal happened.
In the 1960s, the bridge was gifted to the city of Waterville, which eliminated the toll but kept the nickname for old time's sake. Recently, the bridge has been connecting more than just towns. Over the past decade or so, the 2-cent has become a destination for couples to leave love logs. Drawing inspiration from the Pont des Arts Bridge in Paris, France, partners latch locks to the bridge, some plain, some decorative, and many adorned with the initials and anniversaries of happy couples. Today, the bridge is decorated by dozens upon dozens of locks, with more being latched each day. In Waterville, Devin Daggle, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Just so much history to highlight there. The Maine Veterans Project just got a big financial boost thanks to some generous donors. The organization is dedicated to helping veterans in a variety of ways, including heating fuel assistance during the winter months. President Doc Goodwin says they provided $14,000 in assistance just last month, which brought their budget to a dangerously low level. After turning to the community for help, they raised $17,000 in just a week, thanks in part to significant donations from Canuck Investments and Carpet One Floor and Home.
We just got really frustrated and put the call out for help, and people stepped up in a huge way, which just really showed how the community comes together to bolster people that need it most.
It's our job, our duty to assist those, to help others, and there's too many vets that go unnoticed, that don't have the help that they need, so to have an opportunity like this just feels really good and feels right.
Goodwin says those interested in donating can reach out on Facebook or stop by their location at 207 Parkview Avenue in Bangor. He says the same applies to veterans in need of help.
Well, finally tonight, spring is a time for flowers to bloom, for breaking out of our winter cocoons and taking advantage of some outdoor adventures. And for a group of students from the University of Maine, it's also time to spread the sound of music with their annual spring tour. The University of Maine Singers is an audition choir with around 50 members that have come together from many different majors on campus. Each year, the group boards buses and tours around the Northeast, singing for schools during the day and for those communities at night. Students use part of their spring break to get this opportunity, and all of them say they wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I've never heard anyone once complain that, oh my gosh, I don't get a spring break, because they just really love to do it and they look forward to it.
I'm so excited. I have Christmas belly getting ready for next week, and I'm just so excited to visit a bunch of the schools and to talk with students all across the state.
Well, the four-day tour kicks off next week on March 13th with a stop in Bangor at the First United Methodist Church at 12:30 p.m. And if you like music, you'll want to hear this group.
Man, and just getting a little sampling,
Yeah.
You can tell how impressive and coordinated that group is.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Very strong, crisp, just beautiful voices there. Yep. All righty. Well, that is going to do it for us from everyone here at ABC 7 News. Take care and have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.